Hello again, YouTubers. This is Jason from Iron Blood Armory, and today we're going to talk about copper cladding. Copper cladding is nice and simple. It just involves melting copper directly onto steel instead of casting it and then pouring it and all that. So what I got here, some copper wire, comes in a spool from any hardware store, and I got a wind chime here. This is just a little simple leaf-looking wind chime from Railroad Spike, and what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to wrap it in my copper. And once you get it all nice and wrapped, we're going to put it right in the coals. I'm going to turn my bellows on. And since copper has a much lower melting point than steel, what's going to happen is the steel will glow nice and hot, and then the copper is going to melt directly onto it. It's not going to be the smoothest melt, but that gives it a cool textured look. It looks nice and rustic and rugged and just neat. Plus, as a bonus, copper glows a very cool color when it melts, so hopefully the camera will pick some of that up when I bring it around. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to want to start, a lot of times when you work with, bonding metal to metal, you want something nice and clean and this and that. But for this particular type, the more textured the steel, the more little nooks and crannies there are in it, the more spots the copper is really going to stick to it. So it's one of the times where my style of heavily hammer marked stuff comes in kind of handy, actually. Now I'm doing this for a wind chime, but I've done this before for a sword handle. It's kind of neat. Alright, trying to talk your ear off too much as I wrap this up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just want to cover as much of the surface as you can. A little copper goes a long way once it starts to melt. Now, when this happens, you're only going to see little flicks of it at first. And then once you sand it at all, it just comes right out. You just want to get some really gentle sandpaper or a buffing wheel. Careful if you're using a buffing wheel. I know quite a few people that have been injured by them. They look a lot more innocent than they are. Alright, so, see, we've got this nice and wrapped up. Trim this copper wire. Alright, so I'm going to go over there. I'm going to turn my shop back on. That pumps my forge with its fire. See if we can get a good look at the forge there at least. So this doesn't fall over on me. And if you look at this, now you can see, I don't know if you can, how well it shows up on this camera, but not only does it have the normal typical orange glow of the steel, but there's some really cool hues in there from the copper. Now I'm going to quench this real quick in some water. And as you can see already, even before taking any sandpaper to it, you can see a lot of that copper just coming out already. And I'll do another video later after hopefully you can see some of this. I don't know how well the lighting is. I'm not a camera guy. Okay, there we go. So you can see some of that. It's pretty cool. Now when I take the sandpaper to it later, I'll do another picture or video or something. Alright, that's it for today. Gotta get back to it.